Welcome back to the Chicago White Sox draft-only franchise. We have something special today. I'm about to advance to the draft, and I saw that Hagen Smith was starting for the MLB Futures Game for the American League, and I also noticed that Roman Anthony, Travis Bazzana, and Walker Jenkins were starting for the AL team as well, and Bryce Eldridge was starting for the National League team. We are interested in getting one of those players for Garrett Crochet at the deadline. So this is going to be a perfect way to showcase all of these top players and see which one we like the best, or at least get a little more inside information. So let's hop in and see how all of these guys do. All right, and there's Hagen Smith, 5-5 on the year with a 4.01 ERA. His ERA has climbed a little bit lately, but 113 Ks at this point in the year. You gotta love it. First up, J.J. Weatherholt, the Cardinals prospect, and Smith blows him away the fastball down the middle. First out of the game. Next up is Arizona Diamondbacks prospect Drew Jones. And the 0-2 pitch to him is a swing and a miss, strike three. So Smith K's the first two guys in the game. Next up is Giants prospect James Tibbs, and he hits a little flare over second, and that's going to drop, and that'll be the National League's first base run of the game. You'll notice a lot of these guys, their batting averages are low, and it's just taking the top overall guys and not the top performers. Next up, here we go, Bryce Eldridge. And he's going to drive this low and inside pitch deep to right, and that's a no-doubter, folks. Eldridge takes Hagen Smith deep as we get the first look at the Giants' first baseman that is in our top four to possibly trade for. Flashing the power that we love to see. Maybe that pushes him higher on the list. We'll find out. Nice swing. Eldridge, big boy. He's 6'7". A lot of power. He can also play the outfield. And it's going to bring in Charlie Condon, the Rockies slugging prospect, and he swings through a pitch. And Smith gets out of the first inning, but does allow a two-run shot to Bryce Eldridge. As National League's up 2-0. And here we go, Roman Anthony's first at-bat here in the first inning with one out, facing Noble Meyer of the Marlins. And he's going to hit a ground ball to third. Grabbing a throw, and there's one down. That's going to bring up Travis Bazzana. He's one of my favorite of the four guys that we're looking at. He's probably got the best contact, and he's going to lace a ball into right center field, and that's going to get down. He's digging hard for second. Here's the relay in, and they said he's safe. Slid around the tag. Way to go, Travis Bazzana. Let's take a look at the replay. Nice contact, nice line drive into the gap. Center fielder gets over, cuts it off, makes a strong throw, and Bazzana just slid around the tag. Great base running, but nothing came of that as the National League did not score. We head to the second. Hagen Smith facing Brady House of the Nationals, and he strikes him out on a high fastball. And that's going to bring up Nick York here. One out in the second. 2-2 pitch. And that's a ground ball to short. Marcelo Mayer grabs that and throws the first. That'll be the second out of the inning. And in steps Phillies prospect Aiden Miller. And he swings through a fastball in the inner half, and he's down two. So we go through 2 innings. Smith getting the strikeouts. Still giving up that 2-run homer, though. There's our first look at Walker Jenkins, and he's going to draw a walk. I'll put 2 men on here in the second inning. And American League doesn't score, so we head to the third. And that's going to be it for Hagen Smith. Jackson Job's going to replace him. Smith only last 2 innings, gives up that 2-run homer. Bryce Eldridge, as you saw, that 2-run homer he hit. He steps in now with the bases loaded, another RBI chance. And he hits a fly ball on the left. It should be deep enough to get the run home. The tag, the throw in, goes wild. Catcher grabs that, and they jump to a 3-0 lead. As we head to the bottom of the third, Roman Anthony facing Quinn Matthews of the Cardinals, and he gets him swing on that low changeup. And that's going to bring in Travis Bazzana here with 2 outs, and he chases a pitch off the plate. So Matthews mows down Anthony and Bazzana. And head to the fifth now. Walker Jenkins up. You see he's hitting .323 on the season. And he hits a fly ball on the left, and that's going to be easily taken near the corner for the first out. So Bazana's been the only hit for the American League out of the guys we are interested in. Eldridge steps in again here in the 6th, and he's going to lace a single into left. That brings in Charlie Condon, and he smokes one down the line deep to left, and that ball stays fair, hooked around a foul pole for a home run, and that blows this game open. Tibbs lit off the inning with a home run right here. Condon followed with a 2-run homer. And then Hagen Smith finished up the trifecta as the National League jumps out to a 7-0 lead here in the 6th inning. Here comes Roman Anthony, and he's going to hit a ground ball to third. And he's out as well. Jenkins and Anthony really haven't done much. Bazana bidding for another extra base hit. Deep shot to right center field. Right fielder back, and he's going to get it in front of the track. Another wasted inning by the National League. Now we step to the 7th inning. Slade Caldwell, ground ball. Great play by Bazana, grabbing a throw. What a diving stop by Bazana there. Let's check this replay out. Moves to his left, dives, pops up quick, throws from his knees. Good throw. And we're going to jump ahead to the 7th here. Walker Jenkins up, 2 outs, man on second, and he's going to hit a line drive single to center field and finally get the American League on the board as he gets the first RBI of the game. There we go. Nice job. And Eldridge is going to come back up here in the 8th inning. And it's a ground ball to short. Diving play, and he can't come up with it. Mayer couldn't make the play. Eldridge is going to get his 3rd hit of the game. That's going to bring up pinch hitter Cam Collier, and he just smokes the living daylights out of this ball to deep right. American League is getting thoroughly dominated in this game. Travis Bazana up one more time here in the 8th inning with 2 outs. And he hits one into right field, but that's going to easily be taken. And that's going to be it. National League thoroughly dominates 10-1. Noble Meyer with the win. Hagen Smith with the loss. Jump into the box score here. You can see 3 hits for Eldridge, 3 runs, 3 RBIs. Noble Meyer pitched great. Bullpen only allowed 2 hits after the first 2 innings. National League side, Bazana with a hit. Walker Jenkins with a hit. Smith, 2 runs on 2 hits. Yusevich gave up 3. Lawyerson gave up 2. Not a good game for the American League. It is draft day, the day we've waited all season to get to. This is going to be a very important day every single season as we go through this draft-only franchise. So without further ado, let's get in and take a look at how our scouts rank the players first. And then I will go through my rankings based on each round where we think we might be able to get some players, and then we'll hop into the draft. All right, so you can see we have a discovered pitcher, Anthony Medrano, listed as the #1 player in the draft. Great walks per 9 velocity and break. We're going to not take him with our first pick because there are some other players that are at the top of the board that are good and we can use. And so we're going to hope that he can slide through to the 2nd pick that we have at number 42. Ferreira is the guy that's at the top of the board, the guy that's listed as 3rd base, but we'd put in the outfield or play at 2nd base. You know, he might start his career in the minor leagues at 3rd base, but we'll see. If he can drop to us, great. If not, then we have some other pitchers here. We have this guaranteed, almost guaranteed A pitcher in Kevin McCann. Strikeouts per 9 and pitch controls is only low numbers there. So the only worry with him is that he's opted out of the doctor exam. So there's a chance that he could be injured or not. We'll see. Johnny Meeks is listed at 6. Remember, we have the number 5 pick. Another one with low strikeouts, but everything else is great. Julio Zuniga, we have 7th. Another one, walks and hits are low. And that's going to put him down on our list because we need good hits and walks per 9. Louis Rulli is another outfielder that we discovered. Doesn't look like he's going to be an A potential, probably a solid B, but he could be anywhere in the 60s on that. Great power against righties. Everything else is kind of okay. Really good arm, really good speed and stealing. Probably a right fielder, not a center fielder. We'll see how long he lasts. We may have a choice if both Medrano and really make it to our second pick, so we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Prado, he's another center fielder. He's not guaranteed A potential at all. Good power against righties, good speed and stealing. They have him third. We have him ninth. We're not as high on him. Brandon Gold, another one, not going to be an A potential, probably just going to be a B in the 60s or low 70s. Good across the board, but I don't think we would take him at 5th overall. Steven Garcia, he had a possibility, but great contact against lefties and not so outstanding power, and we really need that hitting against righties to be higher, so let's kind of push him down. I don't know that we would take him. Warren, his per nines are all too low except for walks, so he's really not legit. Dixon is injured, so I just took him off the board altogether. Ricky McCann, another one. His per nines are low, his walks are good, so if he was there in the second round, I kind of doubt it, but if he was, great. Otherwise, okay, move on from him. Carlos Torres is a guy that could be there in the second round with either pick, probably a B potential there. Connor Tunick looks like he's overrated. MLB has him 4, we have him at 31, so probably not going to be taking him. Chu, all of his per nines are low. He's a long-term prospect. Definitely wouldn't go in the first round. Medeiros is another one. High draft link for MLB. We have him in the 47 range. That would be a definite long-term prospect there. Casillas, yeah, no. Franco, we found this relief pitcher. Great hits per nine and velocity. So we always need relief pitchers. So since he's NR, we'll kind of see how long he waits. He might be someone we could sneak by later, 3rd, 4th, 5th round. We do have this left fielder who's almost guaranteed to be an A, but his overall is not going to be very high. It's one of those guys, great contact batter, great speed, like number 1 or number 2 in the order. We could just stick him in the minors, develop him. Maybe he comes up and he's a factor later in his career. Gary Green, guaranteed B, possible A, but even then his overall is going to be low. Arnaz is another guy. He's going to be a very high B in the high 50s, low 60s at 22. We have him as overrated, so he may go before we even get to our second round pick. And we have a few more not rated guys that we found. This guy's clearly better at Banez, but his per nines are all low, so he's going to be one of those long-term prospects if we even take him. And then, we have Harding here. He's a guaranteed A, going to be in the low 50s. Another, same like the other outfielder, Foreman. Get that guaranteed A. He's going to progress really well. He's just going to start out low, and he would probably spend a couple of years in the minors at least, so he probably wouldn't be anything special for us until he hit his mid-20s. This shortstop is just, he's got great power, but he's just more organizational filler. We'd have to hope he comes close to his top end. And then the rest of this is just nothing special. Oh, we do have a couple of guys late in the draft here. We have Robert Canning. Looks like he's going to be a high B, 23 years old, but he's only going to be in the 50s. But organizational depth at catcher is always hard to find, so he would definitely be someone we are interested in. And then this Harvey Williams guy, another one, looks like he's going to be a high B, but he's going to be in the 50s, but he has really good power against righties. So again, we need guys, we need bats in the organization. They may not develop until later, but this is a long-term thing, so you never know. They might progress quickly and get up there quicker than we think. So, a couple of guys we could take a swing at late in the draft and just see how it goes. So here is my particular order. So we have Ferreira, clearly number 1. McCann, when he's a guaranteed A pitcher, almost. He'd have to be hit on a very low end to not be an A. You got to really consider taking that. Meeks and Tunick. Meeks is definitely higher than Tunick, so it would be between these two pitchers if we don't get Ferreira. We have the center fielders on here, although I'm not quite so high on them. I would probably take the pitcher instead, and these wouldn't be nearly as important if we take one of the outfielders in Anthony or Jenkins in the trade for Crochet. And we do have Zavala in center field, so they're not a priority. Medrano, this is where we get into these not listed players. Medrano, clearly the number 1 player in the draft by our scouts. It's just strikeouts and control is low. So we're going to take a chance. Hopefully he slides through. We can get him in the second round. Rayleigh, kind of the same way. We have 2 picks close together in a second, so maybe we can steal both. Don't know. And then I made sure I pushed up Foreman and Harding and Canning and Williams so they're not buried at the bottom of the list. That way they'll show up on my board a little bit quicker, and we won't forget about them because, you know, hitting's very hard to find in these drafts. So without further ado, let's jump into this draft and see who becomes a new Chicago White Sox. All right, the Cleveland Indians are first on the board here. They will determine what we take, and they're going with Jim Gallo, overranked starting pitcher. Not impressed with that one. Their scouts must know something we don't, or they're horrendous. Next up is Cincinnati, and they take center fielder Juan Prado, so we don't have to worry about that decision. And then third overall to the Rockies, Connor Tunick. We have him as overrated. There we go. We'll see how he does in Coors Field. And now here's the big one. Do the A's take Ferreira, or do they let him come to us? I'm not opposed to taking pitchers. A lot of pitchers. We'll just wait and see. And they do take Ferreira. So we'll have to check on his ratings once we get done with this draft. With the first pick, yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Kevin McCann, who's our highest rated pitcher. I just like the fact that we're getting a guaranteed, almost a guaranteed A. His overall is going to be a little bit lower than Meeks, but his overall is definitely going to be higher. His potential is going to be higher. So do like that velocity. So let's end the drama here and just take Kevin McCann with our first pick. Got our first pitcher we had on our list, so that's a good thing. We'll see how the rest of this first round goes. Steven Garcia goes to the Royals, so they take that other center fielder. So Prado and Garcia both go in the top 10. Herrera dropped a little bit. This Gallo pick has been the shocker so far. Cardinals needing pitching, go ahead and get one they can use right away. Then Johnny Meeks is the other starting pitcher. Between him and McCann, I just decided that I would rather have the left-handed pitcher. Kenny Foreman goes. All right, so we're not going to get him in the second round. Mariners want to grab that contact guy and develop him quickly, they hope. There goes Louis Rulli. Okay, so there's one of our first non-ranked players that went. Hoping we could get him into the second round. So Philly grabs him, so they scouted him as well. Back to the second round, 3 picks before us. Oakland sniped our guy last round, and they got a reliever who low hits and strikeouts, but good velocity. We'll see how that works out for them. Kansas City, Sam Perez, a closer. Now the Rockies. They take Chris Cabrera. All right, so let's go take a look at ours. We still have Medrano. I'm going to actually hope gets through to the next round, although maybe we take him now because we didn't really got taken. We got Ricky McCann. Ooh, really good. 99-mile-an-hour cutter, 99-mile-an-hour four-seam. Another lefty, 6'3". Per nines are low, though. All right. Carlos Torres. Low hits and low home runs. Nope. He's got really low walks per nine. Right goes the reliever. You don't need to take him yet. And so it comes down to McCann or Medrano. Both 18 years old. Medrano's clearly better. But he hasn't been taken to this point, which means he's probably not on a lot of people's lists because you saw the other guy go in the first round. So we could snag a guy who was top 25 by MLB here in the second round at 42. And then we have Torres and Medrano, the next one in 15 picks. We're going to save Medrano for pick 67, and we're going to take McCann now because maybe Torres is there if Medrano's not. So Ricky McCann. So we're going to have 2 McCanns, Kevin McCann and Ricky McCann. McCann brothers. And it's our pick here at 67. And look at that. Medrano made it through. So did Torres. we're not going to mess around anymore. We're going to go ahead and take Medrano so we don't miss out on this #1 ranked player. If Torres is there next round, then yay, we'll go ahead and grab him, but I'm not messing around and wasting time. So welcome Anthony Medrano, another left-handed pitcher. All right, we jump to the 3rd round, and Torres went in the compensatory rounds. We're not going to get him. So who's left? DeAndre Medeiros, got the reliever, another starter. So we got some non-ranked guys in here. This low walks per 9 really, really worries me. Where are we at? 81. What about some of our hitters? All right, we've got this catcher and we got this first baseman. We loaded up with pitching early, so let's see if we can, maybe we can get both these guys. Let's take Canning right now since he's the higher MLB rank, and then try to get Williams next. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we got our catcher. And in the 4th round, we still have all these not ranked players, plus Medeiros. And we have the first, oh, Williams is still there. His walks per 9 really bother me. I'm going to go ahead and take the hitter. That's why we scouted these guys that are a little bit older, that may have great potential, but a lower overall, and we can just stick them in the minors, stick them down in AA and let them go. And maybe they provide us depth later on. And we head to the 5th, and DeAndre Medeiros got taken by the Rockies 1 pick before us. I was going to take him if he was there, and they sniped us. So now it comes down to, have any more hitters left? No, it's all pitchers. So Franco's a reliever, not necessarily important. Plus these 2 guys have higher overalls. I think I'm going to take Willy Ibanez, and then maybe Lawrence or Franco is there with our last pick. We are here in the last round, and we only have 2 choices of not scouted. All right, we'll just do it. We'll go ahead and take Raul Franco, so we get another relief pitcher. Great hits per 9, great velocity, 98 mile an hour fastball, 94 mile an hour slider. And yeah, let's wrap this up right here. Raul Franco. All right, our draft is over. Skip back here real quick to the 1st round. Kevin McCann was our first pick. It was between him and Meeks, and we're going to hope that the guy comes in as an A and he's in the 60s instead. Maybe he'll be ahead of Meeks. Maybe he'll be behind him. Maybe we made a mistake, but hey, we'll find out. We want to check out the Phillies too with this Louis Rulli, since we found this guy and he didn't slip through. And then obviously another McCann pitcher in the 2nd, and Anthony Medrano. We get our #1 ranked player in a competitive balance round B. So even before the 3rd round, we get a guy who could be the #1 player in the draft. So I'll be excited to see what he turns out to be. All right, we're at the start of our signing period here. See if we can get these guys wrapped up. He only wants 846, so we'll see if he takes that. Nope, decline that. Kevin McCann, 5.35, and he takes that. All right, Ricky McCann, 2.3, 2 down. First baseman decides to sign for that. Ibanez. He signs. Franco, can we get him in? Nope. And Canning, the catcher, says no. All right, so we have 3 guys left after the first day of signing. Second chance to get these signed. Let's see what Medrano does. Offer him a little bit more, and he signs. Franco, will give him a little more, and he says no. Canning, you want a little bit more too? Yes, all right. So we're down to our last pick, Raul Franco, and we'll see if we can get him signed in the next period. So it takes just over $500,000, but Raul Franco, our 6th round pick, signs. Entire class is under contract, so let's get to the trade deadline and see who we're going to get for Garrett Crochet. All right, we made it to the trade deadline. You can see our record here, 48-62, 9.5 games out of a wild card. The A's with 71 losses, just need 1 more loss here to jump past Toronto. So right now we're in 4th pick, American League. Yeah, we're very close to having top 5 pick, or at least the top 5 slot in the lottery. Red Sox, that's who we'd be trading with to get Roman Anthony. They're 4 games back in the East. And in the number 2 spot in the wild card. Guardians would be for Bazana. They're 2 games out of a wild card spot. The Twins are in first place in their division, 5-game lead. And then in the American League West, we got the Giants, 17.5 games back, and they are 11.5 back in a wild card. 60 losses, only 2 losses away from us. So we have to decide, we're going to try to push the Giants up and get them away from us. Trade with Boston and send them crochet, which is what happened in real life. Trade with Cleveland within the division. I'll show you this on the Indians. So they have Bybee, who is signed with renewable and arbitration. He's under control. Shane Bieber's a free agent. He'll probably leave. Logan Allen is under control. Gavin Williams under control. Matthew Boyd is a free agent. So they're going to have 2 free agent pitchers. So Crochet would hop in there, give them 3 guys under control for a while. He's in the division, which makes it harder. I'm going to trade Luis Robert with him, with Crochet. And they've got Stephen Kwan and Brennan. They have Freeman and Strauss. Robert would be better than Freeman. And they have Lane Thomas. We go to the Red Sox. They have Abreu, Duran, O'Neill, Refsnyder, and Yoshida. And O'Neill's going to leave as a free agent. And then on the pitching side, I think Pivetta is a free agent. Giolito's got 1 more year. They have Brian Bayo, Whitlock. So they're not in as rough a shape pitching-wise as Cleveland would be. Twins have some guys that are in their older 20s, but they're under control. So they're really not going anywhere. I don't know where Crochet would fit in there. And in their outfield, we got Wallner, Larnach, Buxton, Kepler, and Kirilov. So Walker Jenkins would be the guy that they would lose out. I'm leaning more towards Anthony than Jenkins at this point. Go to the Giants. Eldridge right here. 245, 9 home runs. He's got the best power and contact across the board among all the hitters, except maybe Bazana. I'll check Bazana. But they have Conforto, who's old in left. They got Lee and Ramos and Matos in center, and they got Yastrzemski and Kana in right. So Luis Robert would actually help them. They could still play these 3 guys, but Robert would replace Yastrzemski and Conforto, give them a better outfielder. And then on the pitching side, they have Snell, who's got 1 more year left. Logan Webb, who's there for a while. Hicks is there for a while. Birdsong is a rookie. Harrison is young. Robbie Ray, he's got 2 more years left. So they probably don't need Crochet. So that means it's down to Travis Bazana. He's 21 years old. He's got great numbers across the board. He plays a multitude of positions. He bats left-handed. He's a little bit older. His overall is the highest of all of them. Or we go to the Boston Red Sox and get Roman Anthony. Looks like he's improving across the board as well. Being 302 with a 381 on base. And that would give us another outfielder. We have Montgomery at short already. Gonzalez could buy us some time at second. But we don't really have any outfield prospects that are outstanding. So I have decided we're going to trade Crochet to the team he went to in real life, to the Red Sox, and we will get Roman Anthony to play center field for us going forward. 19-year-old, A potential, 73 overall. Gives us a great outfield prospect to go with our great infield prospect and our great young pitching. And there we go. We get Roman Anthony. Goodbye, Garrett Crochet. Goodbye, Luis Robert. And hopefully we will tank very hard after this. And before we go here, I wanted to jump in and see what other trades are made near the deadline. Astros got Jonah Bride, prospect first baseman from Miami, and sent their prospect outfielder Jacob Melton in return. Orioles, not sure why they did this, but they get Logan O'Hoppe for Kobe Mayo. Wonder if somebody's injured on Baltimore. And Aiden Miller gets traded to the Tigers for Justin Henry Malloy. So swapping out a shortstop for an outfielder. Yeah, just a few minor trades here and a little head scratcher. Let's go take a look at Baltimore and see why they would make that deal. Yep, that's why Adley Rutschman out. He's injured 1 to 6 days, so they needed a catcher. They didn't want to play Basallo, and McCann wasn't good enough. So, well, gave up Kobe Mayo. I guess they're going to have to move Westberg back to third and play Holiday at second base, maybe. So yeah, let's help them along and suggest that they do that, and that'll clear a path for Jackson Holiday, so he doesn't have to get traded away. And that replaces their prospect guy at third base. So, all right, interesting. Not a whole lot of trading at the deadline, but we got the man we wanted. I'm excited to get him on our AA team, see where it goes from there. So thank you again for hanging out with me during the draft. If you liked the video, hit like, subscribe, comment, share it out, do whatever. I'll be back. We're going to go next episode. We're going to show some gameplay of Roman Anthony playing in AA with Montgomery and Hagen Smith. Also, we won the first half in the minor leagues. We won our division, so we will have AA playoffs. So we'll show some games of Anthony in August and September, get some player locks with him before we get to the playoffs, and then we will go from there. And I will probably quick manage and jump in when we need to on moments for the playoffs. It's not important that we watch the entire games, but if something interesting comes up, then we can hop in and watch it. Anyway, that's next episode. So you guys take care, and I will catch you next time on the White Sox Draft Only franchise.